Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Serap gives Buhari 7 days to stop government's move to access details of Nigerians using NIN SIM linkage. Serap gives Buhari 7 days to stop government's move to access details of Nigerians using NIN SIM linkage. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, stay tuned as I read today's news. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari have been beckoned upon to urgently review and rescind his reported approval for security agencies to access people's personal details via NIN SIM, National Identification Number, subscriber identity module, linkage without due process of law. The Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project Serap, who made the call, also urged the president to send executive bills to the National Assembly to repeal and reform all laws which are inconsistent and incompatible with Nigerians' right to privacy, dignity, and liberty. We would be grateful if the recommended measures are taken within 7 days of the receipt and all publications of this letter. If we have not heard from you by then, Serap shall take all appropriate legal actions to compel your government to comply with your request in the public interest, it added. Serap's letter followed reports that some security agencies have received presidential approval to access people's personal details via the database of the National Identity Management Commission in the course of carrying out their duties. In the letter dated February 5, 2022, and signed by Serap, Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadari, the organization said, if your reported approval is not rescinded, millions of law-abiding Nigerians may feel that their private lives are the subject of constant surveillance. It continued, the interference entailed by unlawfully and arbitrarily accessing people's personal details is far-reaching and must be considered to be particularly serious. The reported approval to allow security agencies to access people's personal details via without due process of law directly interferes with the privacy, dignity, and liberty of individuals. Interference with an individual's right to privacy is not permissible if it is unlawful or arbitrary. The letter also read in part, the power to access individuals' details raises serious concerns as to their arbitrary use by the authorities responsible for applying them in a manner that reduces human rights and democratic principles by the monitoring and surveillance of millions of Nigerians. It is crucial to rescind the approval and respect the autonomy of individuals to receive and share information of a personal nature without interference from the authorities if unintended adverse consequences are to be avoided. The risk of arbitrary or abusive interference shows the importance for your government to comply fully with the requirement of legality, necessity, and proportionality. The right to privacy allows Nigerians to hold opinions and exercise freedom or expression without arbitrary or illegal interference and attacks. Private conversations of individuals, which belong to their intimate sphere and contribute to their personal development, also enjoy strong legal protection and can only be limited based on the principles of legality, necessity, and proportionality. Serap described such a move as illegal, saying unlawful or arbitrary access to people's personal details would contravene Section 37 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, Article 17 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, and Article 5 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which protect against arbitrary or unlawful interference with one's privacy. The letter was copied to Mr. Abubakar Malami's son, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, and Mr. Issa Pantami, Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. Nigerian's President Muhammadu Buhari have been beckoned upon to urgently review and rescind his reported approval for security agencies to access people's personal details via NIN or SIM, National Identification Number, subscriber identity module linkage without due process of the law. The Socio-Economic Right and Accountability Project Serap, who made the call, also urged the President to send executive bills to the National Assembly to repeal and reform all laws which are inconsistent and incompatible with Nigerians' rights to privacy, dignity, and liberty. We would be grateful if the recommended measures are taken within 7 days of the receipt and/or publication of this letter. If we have not heard from you by then, Serap shall take all appropriate legal actions to compel your government to comply with our request in the public interest, it added. To my dear listeners, finally, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.